Hi there. This is the quilt being made for the Grinch Advent calendar. I was asked to do this, so I am making a recording of how to make the quilt. First, you put down the back covering down, wrong side up, batting, and then the quilt facing upright. After that is done, you add the pins. You make the rows uneven so that every other row is juxtaposition from the last row. I did this on a embroidery machine, so next thing I did was hoop each section one at a time. As you can see, I took out the pins as I was going along in the hoop because you never want to run over pins. I chose what I wanted to quilt my design on my machine. I started below the Christmas lights on the embroidered piece. You saw there the markings with purple markings. That was where my machine was going to be in the corners, left, right, top, left, right, bottom. That way, when I change my hoop to the next section, I had those markings so that they will line up to the next section, and then everything will go smoothly ahead. Those of you who've done embroidery that has been in more than one section, it works the same way as that. It will pick up where the last section stopped. This design was bought, and it came with the idea that it stops in the center marking, so that when I hoop it, I will hoop it where it ended up on my last piece. I put that thread in the center marking on my hoop for the next piece. It made it a lot easier to go ahead and make this quilt. And if it didn't line up exactly, all I had to do is go back through at the end and add in a couple of stitches to make the line look like it continued. So it didn't look bad if I wasn't exactly on the mark, which is good. When you first start out, this is the type of design that you want to get. So it's always called border-to-border designs, and it is for the embroidery machines. Just download it onto your computer or your machine, or directly into your machine if you have that type of machine that does it, and then that's what you can use. They're very easy, and it's a nice way to go ahead and have a nice embroidery design for your quilts without having to do a stitch in the ditch type of quilting, or having to do free motion quilting on your own. As you can see, this goes rather fast. Each section was only 5 minutes in length. I let the whole thing play out for you for the first quilting section. There were 8 sections in all for 40 minutes total for this particular quilt that we did, which isn't bad for, as you know, for quilting something like this. I'm sure long arm quilters do it in less time than that, but for having just a sewing machine, this is a nice way to do a quilt. The stitches are very even and precise, and the pattern is nice and goes quickly along. With people who know how to do a lot of embroidery and know how to move the embroidery along, the edging was also a lot easier to add on more. When I got to the bottom, I was able to just put in a snowflake here and there to make it look like it had continued, instead of having to do the whole section that was in my hoop, which made it also nice. So I was able to start and stop at certain sections and continue from there. And then I connected it again afterwards by just sewing in the lines with my sewing machine, like I was quilting it with free motion. While you're doing the quilting on your sewing machine, you do not use a backing material like you do with the embroidery hoop. I do not use any type of backing material at all. So that's not something that you need with the quilting design, which makes it nice too. I just love seeing how fast my machine goes without me. And I never leave my machine alone due to the fact that I don't want part of the quilt to get underneath the hoop and get sewn in or something like that happening to it. So I'm always near my machine when it's going on. So I either clean the room or put away threads that I'm no longer using, stuff like that, so that I'm always near the machine. So I know what she's doing at that time, because I have a female machine. So that's why. But I like to be around so that if she stops for some reason, I'm right there to catch it. I never let her go exactly on her own. And when I came back later on, I did the lights at the top afterwards with just round bubbles. And I went around them. I did not do them with snowflakes. And see, not one section's done. So 1/6 of the quilt is already done in 5 minutes, which is remarkable. And it has all kinds of snowflakes all over the material. And here you see the finished product, because I'm not going to take you through 40 minutes of it. And here at the edge, you could tell where I started and stopped along it. And the edging is done nicely too. Next thing I did is matched up the edges so that I could cut and trim off all of it so it was nice and sharp and ready for binding. Before I put my binding on though, I do put my hanger at the top, and I put a pocket at the bottom because this one will take a pocket for the Advent ornaments to go into. So I have that attached, so I have less hand sewing to do. I hope this helps. Thank you for watching, and I will show you the ending product soon.